Adam has arrived.
Hey, Maurice and Odie gonna take over like Zach and Cody. Black and Snerdy is the best podcast. Gonna boom like Wile E. Coyote. Gonna make magic, they move like they hairy. Ain't talking about mental health, no, it's not scary. Ain't know that she coming up with the astrology. Mo got a comic and that's the best policy. Maurice the goat, talking about animation cause you know. Odie, she moving wavy like the boat. Watching some movies and she taking notes. Yeah, kick back, listen. Black and Snerdy have risen. Upload on a mission. 5 stars, never dissing. Black and Snerdy, ooh. Black and Snerdy, yeah. Black and Snerdy.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Black and Snerdy podcast, the only podcast where two sexy black nerds get together to shoot the shit. I am Mo, aka Kid Licorish.
And I'm Odie.
And together we are the aforementioned Snerds here on episode 178 of the Black and Snerdy podcast. How are you doing this week?
I'm feeling all right. You know, as best as can be. How are you feeling?
I am forcing myself to be positive.
Gotta accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, latch on to the affirmative, don't mess with mystery in between.
Where's that from?
It's I know that we had to sing it in choir in school, but it comes from like, you know, the victory singers during like World War II. So it's that 1940s, 50s.
Okay.
1940s.
What if it turned out it was like military propaganda?
Oh, of course it is. Of course, you don't accentuate the positive. It's a Bing Crosby song.
Oh, okay. It's a Bing Crosby song.
Yes, the Bing Crosby song that came out December 8th, 1944. I mean, if you think about it.
Accent positivity. Like, is that Bing Crosby? I don't know his voice. Like,
if you think about the time, it's Great Depression.
Yeah.
Well, post Great Depression or people it's Depression times, war times, right?
Depression times. Everyone the Dust Bowl is eating their boots and their belts.
You have all this fucking tinned food. Everything was tinned.
Sure.
Everything was a Jello. There's rations on everything.
Sure.
Okay, you can't drive anywhere. You can't even bake a cake unless you're borrowing and pleading and stealing and all that.
Sure.
So what other propaganda would you need
to
tell the people of your country that did not ask for war, did not want war? You created this war for us to be in.
Sure. If the government were smart right now, they would put out some sort of positive messaging to uplift the country collectively.
Because we're doing wartime right now. Nobody wants it.
Nobody wants it.
Everyone's protesting all that stuff.
Sure.
So who do you think they would get?
Well, knowing them, they would get Kid Rock.
No, well, yeah, they probably would try, but I feel
know why? Because this administration is so alienating, they couldn't get like a universally loved singer or artist.
Yeah.
So they would have to go with somebody who supports them already.
That's true.
So it would have to be someone like Kid Rock.
But do you think it would be Kid Rock and who else? Like, what's that, Jelly Roll?
I don't think it would be Jelly Roll. I don't think Jelly Roll supports this administration.
I don't know if he doesn't.
What do you mean?
I don't know. Jelly Roll has a bit of a...
Just because he's country?
No, it's not because he's country. I feel like he has a bit of like Bubba Sparks energy, you know?
But Bubba Sparks notoriously loved black people and loved black women. Hence, he didn't. Booty, rocking every... Wait, what?
Until he didn't.
He didn't? He stopped?
I mean...
He stopped loving booty, rocking everywhere?
Yes, he did. It stopped rocking for him.
Really?
Not rocking
When did
anymore.
this happen?
I mean, I remember...
I mean, I'm not surprised, but it is.
Because I remember when Trump first got in...
You could say...
that is a little bit upsetting.
About Bubba Sparks, that is a little bit upsetting. Obviously their go-to would probably be Nicki Minaj.
Yes, it'll be Nicki Minaj and Kid Rock.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Just that pairing makes me squeamish.
And Carrie Underwood.
Carrie Underwood is one of those?
Unfortunately.
Okay. Well, isn't Carrie Underwood Canadian?
No, she's not. She's from like Tennessee or something.
Okay, I must be thinking of somebody else.
Dig my keys inside of her car.
They also have Gene Simmons, but the rest of Kiss I probably don't think. And then they also have Ted Nugent.
He a rapper. He's a singer.
Ted Nugent? Yeah, he's a singer. He's a country singer, I believe.
All these years I've heard the name
Ted Nugent. I can't tell you what.
I don't know why or something like that. I never knew. I didn't know if he was a politician or if he was just a talking head, but I didn't know he had anything to do with music because I've never heard him talking about music. Only thing I've ever heard him talk about is far right Republican bullshit. So I literally never associated.
Okay, so maybe it's like a thing where you have probably seen him more on Fox News than anything.
Yeah, that's the only place I've ever seen him.
Yeah.
I didn't know he did anything with his life outside of being up Trump's ass. So I guess news to me.
But yeah. Or I mean they could also get Sexy Red.
That's too many
Sexy
rappers.
Red and Nicki Minaj doing a pro-America trap music style anthem to celebrate the country.
Carrie Underwood's going to be on there as well because
Carrie Underwood, Sexy Red,
Carrie
and
Underwood, Nicki Minaj, Sexy Red. Happy Women's International Day.
Yeah.
Happy International
We're celebrating women of all stars and stripes, including Carrie Underwood, Nicki Minaj, and Sexy Red.
I think it's gonna catch various different sectors.
Carrie Underwood?
Yeah, she's gonna sing the hook.
But has she I will ask this. Has Carrie Underwood ever done like a cross genre song?
I don't know. That's a good question. Let me look that up.
I'm just thinking Carrie Underwood as like on a rap song really is funny to me.
She does have a song called The Champion that features Ludacris. It's from 8 years ago.
That is the most unsurprising thing I could ever think. Ludacris for a while, Ludacris was everywhere.
Yeah.
Ludacris was like the man.
He has a good hook. He has his the way he spits, like that. Like it's
how is it?
And then he slows it down. He's kind of like
your impression of Ludacris is spot on.
Thank you.
It honestly, you could get you a streamy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Please, I look forward to
everybody vote for Odie for her impression of Ludacris.
What your fantasy? But yes, so I would be curious because Accentuate the Positive has a song that's been going strong since the 40s. So what are you gonna get to top with? I think we should all,
or maybe they do a rap version of that song, like remake the song and do a rap version with Carrie Underwood doing the.
She's gonna sing the Accentuate the Positive part.
Yes, he does the
and
verse.
Then the Sexy Red's gonna be bow, 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 bow.
Yeah.
And then what does Nicki say? Barbie's. What does she say in her raps? I can't even.
I'm a Chun-Li with a fundy and a fungi. Like, I don't know.
Like, and I'm spitting positivity.
Yeah.
I don't want that to happen, but if it did, I'm going to say, you know what?
And everybody knows that I'm Nicki the best, and I am here to do the West, and everybody knows that the U.S., and we're here to do the things that's best.
I could see it. I can see that happening, actually. So, if Trump and them decide to take on this idea, we know where they got it from.
Okay, yeah.
We're sorry, world.
Yeah.
That we are too creative for our own good.
I don't know
And
if
for
I'm
your
sorry.
I think that honestly it's gonna be terrible, but also
Maybe
what
that-
we deserve.
Maybe that's a drop that I could have.
Take a shot.
The I'm sorry, not sorry.
I'm sorry.
Not sorry. All right.
But yeah, so I do want us. I did make light of it, but I want us to shout out International Women's Day. It is it's celebrated March 8th every year. And we have to, as of course, we talked about being Women's International Month or Women's History Month. So women are always doing super crazy, impactful things, both in the home and around the world. It's amazing. But today we are looking to celebrate women around the globe for all the work they do that goes unnoticed, unappreciated, uncompensated. And you know, we're here, we're doing it. Boss ass bitches. Don't give a fuck about nobody else.
Go women.
Are you ready to jump into this week's episode?
I sure am. And we will start, as always, with a little bit of pop topics.
When you want to deal without a big deal, what you gonna pick?
Pop topics. Where do you want to start?
All right, so I'm going to start off with some good news, and then we'll get to shenanigans.
Sure.
Okay?
Yeah.
So I don't know how much you've heard about this young man that I'm about to show you, but his name is Walter Johnson, and he started getting internet famous and going viral because he was working at this barbecue place down south, and when he would make these videos, he would talk about tenderism, and they had like, I guess it was a short rib or a brisket, but he would like flick it and it would just be like falling off the bone. So he was doing this all the time. It started going crazy viral. Even people like Keith Lee, who you know is both MMA fighter or UFC fighter, as well as now a food influencer. A huge food influencer who can make or break really a restaurant by doing his reviews. And so he got really big. And actually when Keith Lee went to the restaurant, he tasted the food. He wanted to give both the restaurant a tip, and he wanted to specifically give Mr. Johnson a tip because he's the reason why he was even there. And apparently the restaurant like wouldn't let him see him, had all these bodyguards around him and all this stuff. So he missed out on this. He was going to give him a $5,000 tip. I would be so fucking pissed.
That would have changed his life forever.
Because $5,000, like, yeah, it may not be like, you're not going to be set up for the rest of your life, but the things you could pay, like,
yes,
you're not going to be unhappy about it.
Yes.
And because the owner, he was like really pushing the fact that like he owns the place, so he's not getting any. He's whatever the money that comes in from the folks coming in and trying this tenderism, he doesn't have access to that money.
Yes.
Like, are they giving him brand and stuff? We don't know. But he officially has secured the trademark for tenderism, and more good luck for him. I saw he was at what's his name? Ronald Isley. I was going to say Contagious. He was at Ronald Isley's house doing like a dinner party, and like, could you imagine being an older gentleman getting to serve food for some of the biggest artists of your era? Like, that's really dope.
Yeah.
So good on you, Mr. Tenderism.
Good on you, Mr. Like, look, you got to try a little tenderism. No, nothing, not at all, not even a little bit.
A little bit.
Okay, because I'm about to say, like, that's
I'll give it to you a little bit.
Pretty good.
Hold on. All right. So that's just, I wanted to start us off with something light, because we got a lot of bullshit that we're about to go through.
Yeah, something light, something joyful,
Yeah,
something
kick it off.
joyous.
Yeah, so we can just
So
start
that
off
we
with something
can,
nice.
accentuate the positivity.
Eliminate the negativity.
Yeah, but we're gonna dive into the negativity. We're gonna make a beeline right for the negativity.
It's just a whoop.
It's a roller coaster. Moving on to the next
I
topic.
sound so excited about it because it's not good. So this past Saturday, there was a anti-Islam stop the call to prayer. Stop the New York City public Muslim prayer. Hold on. Let me say the whole thing because I need you to make sure you hear how ridiculous this sounds.
Refresh.
Stop the Islamic takeover of New York City. Stop New York City public Muslim prayer protest. That's a really long protest name. I feel
It doesn't flow. The marketing on that is terrible.
If you were going to do it, stop the Islamic takeover of New York City, full stop. Oh, this adding the second piece, it just feels real clumsy. Nobody knows how to streamline anything.
There's some redundancy to that.
It does feel redundant.
Yeah, like the best marches, the best protests are super succinct, you know?
What were they saying, Charlottesville? You will not replace us.
Black Lives Matter.
Simple, separate, but equal.
Super
in their brevity.
Super quick, and
straight to the point.
Straight to the point.
You can't have a whole monologue because how is everyone going to remember that during the shouting?
Exactly. And as somebody who watches a lot of wrestling, you have to be succinct with your chants. Like, there's a reason why everything kind of like every chant that you'll find at a wrestling show kind of flows. Cody Rhodes, Cody Rhodes, or the obviously the why am I blanking on the F you blank blank.
Yes, they do love saying
F you blank blank. Fill in the name of the wrestler.
Yeah. What is does CM Punk have one? I feel like he does. Do you know what it is?
CM Punk. Punk. Yeah, that's
simple, straight to the point.
Straight to the point. CM Punk.
So that was the.
This is not.
This
CM
was
Punk.
not it. This was very clunky. Clearly, we know whose side these folks were on. But they had a protest, and so 20 people showed up to the Gracie mansion.
large
crowd. 20 people showed up to the Gracie mansion, and then 125 counter protesters showed up. So you had the 20 on one side and the 125 on the other side clashing.
You remember on the show, it might have been the first episode of Arrested Development, where it wasn't the first episode, but do you remember in Arrested Development where I'm blanking on his actor name, Tobias Finke. Do you remember him?
Oh, what does he look like?
He has glasses, he's bald. There's a lot of he might be gay and he's in the closet, but there's a lot of innuendo. David Cross, David Cross's character in one scene is shouting out in the middle of a crowd in support of something. I forget what it was. It might have been a never nude thing, because in the show of Arrested Development, David Cross's character is a never nude, which is somebody who wears short jean shorts under everything and then showers in short jean shorts, and it is never nude. It's a good show. I loved it. It's a good bit. Anyhow, there's one scene where he stands up and shouts there are dozens of us! Dozens! And when you said there's 20 and then, 100 you said?
100.
That made me think there are dozens of us! We rival in the few!
5 times more counter protesters and the people that showed up to protest this Islamic takeover. But unfortunately, during this whole altercation,
Might have been that number rivals and the open mic in Brooklyn comedy scene numbers as far as how many people attended.
So the Stop Islamic Takeover group, they fired pepper spray at the counter protesters. And so after that, one of the counter protesters, an 18-year-old, lit through and ignited a device toward the protest area. So basically like a homemade bomb. Now
that escalated quickly.
Well, yeah, they started fighting. They're trying to say they have an 18-year-old and a 19-year-old in custody.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to say that these two men might be connected to terrorist groups. They're saying one of the men referred to ISIS in a statement to the law enforcement. How true that is, I don't believe them. They're 18, 19-year-olds. Not to say that they could not have ties or be interested in ISIS or whatever, but I also believe so many of these little incidents are some sort of COINTELPRO bullshit where they're just putting plants to do their bidding to create some sort of added tension. This is not the first time we've had something that's happened in the last few weeks where a young or like a Muslim person has done something untoward that either harmed or could have harmed a bunch of people. But it just kind of reminds me of like post 9/11 when it was like every single brown person that did something was a part of the Taliban or allegedly having these ties. But thankfully no one was hurt.
Thankfully nobody was hurt. Yeah.
That's obviously the biggest thing. And Mayor Zoran Mamdani and his wife were actually at their house because Gracie mentions where they live. So everyone knows where it is. Anyone could really get access to it clearly because this is why they had the protesters. But he said that the event that was organized by Lang was a white supremacist event that was rooted in bigotry, and that such hatred has no place in New York City, and that what followed was even more disturbing. Violence at a protest is never acceptable. The attempt to use an explosive device and hurt others is not only criminal, it is reprehensible and the antithesis of who we are. I would honestly say that it is exactly who we are. And on any sides, there's like, everybody's violent. People like to use violence to get their point across when they feel like they are not being heard.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, especially when you're young, I do not find it surprising that a young person would do something dumb like make a bomb at home with nails and what's it called, TATP, this like whatever bomb substance that you could use. Because first of all, you could have blown your hand off. You don't know the measurements are correct, and yet you're young and dumb enough to do it.
I heard that after some research, I heard that they were recruiting rodents.
Who was recruiting rodents?
ISIS.
What are they using the rodents for?
To strap bombs to them, because
they're taking rats. Or are these chupacabras? What kind of rodent is this? Is it a regular rat or a part of the rat family? Because rodents are small.
Yes, they are small.
Are they taking rodents and strapping little bombs onto them?
That's what I heard.
How are the bombs not? I feel like the rat would tip over because it's so much weight. How much weight can a rodent hold?
I'm only telling you what I heard.
Where did you read this?
Online.
Online, like a news website or like a Reddit?
A little bit of both. You know what they're calling them?
What are they calling them?
Mices.
I walked right into it. I should have.
And I kept a good straight face for it.
Keep a straight face. And the whole time I said, sounds so dumb. But anybody would make up a stupid conspiracy theory like this. I wouldn't be surprised if there's an ISIS rodent like faction of Reddit. So you got me. All right. You got me with that.
Yeah.
Good on you. All right, next.
It's almost as if I used to be a comedy writer. Anyhow, so
there was some crazy news at Rihanna's house this weekend. Apparently,
our Bayesian queen.
Apparently, she was at home and this woman did a drive-by at her house, shot 10 rounds at least. Nobody was hurt, but some places of the mansion was hit. That's really scary. They followed the woman. She was driving she was driving a white Tesla. It was a black woman with braids. They don't have any motive. Now, I only hope because they said it was a black woman, a younger black woman. I hope this has nothing to do with anything A$AP Rocky has got going on. Like some thin line between love is hate bullshit. Or what was that movie? The Brothers.
I feel like you said the movie. You said a thin line between love and hate.
Both of them, a thin line between love and hate. And the movie The Brothers, where he was always afraid the woman was gonna that woman had pulled the gun on him when they were gonna get married or something like that. You remember? Because he used to have the nightmares about it. Either way.
Happy International Women's Month. I think
a woman scorned. That's why I'm like, what is this? Does A$AP Rocky have anything to do with this?
I'm not gonna speculate. But what you can go. I mean, look, that is as a black woman in America, it is your prerogative.
It's my prerogative.
Speculate on the motives of assailants. Anyhow, what I will say is that I hope that everybody in that house is okay. It is a scary thing to have, gun violence happen to you.
Yeah, they have 3 small children.
They do have 3 small children. So, you know what I mean?
It's crazy.
It is crazy. And with all the security that I assume that they have, I
think my biggest fear would be of course, if they just said it was a
stray
bullets.
I'm from Baltimore, so stray bullets.
Right? But knowing that someone knows your address, because it's not like Rihanna's address is necessarily going to be in the white pages. You can't just look it up. So she would have had to know it somehow. And I know in 2018, this man was charged with, he broke into her house, stayed in there 12 hours while she wasn't there. He was later charged with stalking her. But I'm like, is this another one of those scenarios where someone's just obsessed with her? Or does it have something to do with A$AP Rocky? I
personally think that if you put enough energy and gumption into anything, you can find anybody.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, yeah, she lives in.
What a strange thing that I said. I hope this doesn't get clipped in the future.
She lives in Hollywood. Anybody, when you are a famous person, you live in an area where there's a lot of famous people, you know that there's all those tours. They're like, this is where the celebrities are. You live there, so people might see you. It's not necessarily the hardest thing in the world to do, but I still would feel very nervous about that. How did someone get my address? Whether it was they were stalking me, or whether they just researched me and investigated where I was. But you're going to shoot up my house with my babies possibly in it. They don't know. There's been no confirmation if the kids were there or if A$AP. We know that she was there, but it's the fact that she could have had her 3 young children. I don't even think the oldest kid maybe is 3 right now. That's crazy. And just really scary for you in general, to be in your home and someone's shooting it up. You're walking to the kitchen to get a snack, and next thing you know, bullets are zooming through. That's why we left our old house in
Ronkonkoma.
In Copiague.
Yes. As we all know, as part of the lore of the Black and Snerdy podcast, Kid Licorish, me, I'm from Baltimore. Odie, she's from Ronkonkoma, Long Island. It is a part of the LIRR. It is on Long Island. And she hates it so much that she rewrites her history. And it's and I just want to tell you, it's okay to admit where you're from. It's okay to embrace where you're from. Ronkonkoma, for those of you who don't know, not the greatest as far as representation when it comes to Long Island living in the greater state of New York. But I'm here to tell you that it is okay to be proud that you are from Ronkonkoma. And I want you to wear your freak flag proudly. Okay?
Are you done?
Yes. Happy International Women's Month.
Anyway, when I was little, I don't know, I can't remember if we were home or not, but I know that the last thing before my mom officially made the choice to move was that a bullet went through our living room window. I don't know if we were home, but I just remember there being like a crack or something like that. And it scared her. And like the neighborhood had already been getting kind of, going downhill for some years, some decades.
I feel like you would remember if you were home or not.
No, because I was 5. I remember there are some things that I remember. Like I remember getting down on the ground, but I honestly don't remember if it was because sometimes people would be fighting outside. And I feel like there was a time when someone was fighting and we were in the living room, outside. They were outside of their cars or whatever. And my mom making us get down. But I don't know if that is because I was 5. My memory is kind of
no, I understand.
Mixed up. So I know that there was a time when there was a bullet went through the window. I can't remember if we were home, and I know there was a time like us being forced to get down on the ground.
Yes. Okay. So as far as memory is concerned, obviously you can, if things happen when you're younger, they kind of can run together. You can conflate things, and it's understandable. And as we get older, our memories become trash, and it just is what it is. I personally feel as though that if something as distinct as a bullet flying through your house while you were in it, I feel like not only do I feel like you would remember it, or at least remember portions of it, I feel like it would have been corroborated by your mother, by anybody in the vicinity, by.
Do I need to call someone that lives with me?
No, I'm not. And
now?
This is not me saying that it never happened. What I'm saying is that it would be a distinct memory. I think that specifically happened. When you say that, I believe you when you say that there was probably a bullet hole in your house and that somebody shot into the house and you saw a bullet hole. And I also believe you when you said that there was probably a time where you had to duck down. I lean on the side of those are probably 2 distinct memories.
Yeah, that's
of
why
2 separate things.
2 different times, but I think that the time, because of all the things I remember about the shooting, I know that I just remember in both situations there being a lot of chaos.
Sure.
The adults were worried and nervous.
Yeah.
And the outcome being we were moving. But I would have to ask my sister, who's older, who would have a better recollection of whether or not we were there when it happened, or whether it was maybe my nana or someone was there.
And that's what I mean when I say
is the part that I need.
There would probably be more of a corroboration.
Yeah,
with
people there,
a third party or something like that, like somebody who else was there. That's all I'm saying. Like for me, in Baltimore, back in my hometown, don't remember my age, but I was in the car. My grandmother was in the front.
Mhm.
Her friend was in the front. I don't remember if my grandmother was the driver or my grandmother was the passenger, but I was in the back with my grandmother's grandchild. It was a, grandmother's thing, right?
Your grandmother's grandchild?
No, it was a grandmother-grandchild scenario is what I'm saying.
You were with your grandmother
and
there was another woman.
And there was another woman with her
her
grandchild.
Okay.
Essentially, yeah. So in Baltimore, I was young. Me and my grandmother were in a car with one of her friends and her grandchild.
Okay.
They started shooting outside the car. And I remember the kid next to me was a little bit younger than me. And me, all of us going to get down.
Mm-hmm.
Grandmother says, get down. Me jumping on the kid, putting them down so that I was on top of them. That's it. That's a distinct memory that I remember.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot tell you what year I was. I cannot tell you who the other people in the car was.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even tell you what street I was or where we were in Baltimore, but I do have that distinct memory of that happening.
Because of being just such a visceral.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I heard shots. My grandmother said, get down.
Mm-hmm.
And I do remember the motion of getting on top of that kid.
Well, I hope that Rihanna's children don't ever have to have this kind of conversation because
you would hope that
they don't have to have it.
When you're wealthy, you don't have to have these kind of conversations. But being Black in America, sometimes it comes with the territory. Not sometimes. It comes with the territory.
All right. Are we ready to move on?
Yes, we are.
All right. So I don't know if you would call this good news or just whatever, but Donald Trump has fired the Homeland Security Secretary, Kristi Noem, who wasn't I just talking about her last week because I thought she was annoying and she was a bitch.
I believe so.
I think I was, yes. So she's the first cabinet secretary to leave her post.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, she's had a lot of things going on this past year, so not necessarily surprising. But apparently Trump is going to replace her with a Senator Mark Wayne Mullen from Oklahoma. So he's a first-term senator, so he will be moving up the ranks. I don't know anything about this man. I feel like it is very strange to make someone who is very under what is it called? What is that word? He doesn't have the qualifications.
Underprepared,
Underqualified. Thank you. A man who is very underqualified to be in that high of a station.
How is that any different from
anybody else? Yes, I know. Yes.
I believe it's referred to as the Peter Principle. People rise to the level of their incompetence. People tend to get promotion after promotion after promotion until they're in a position that accentuates their incompetence. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
The Peter Principle.
Well, I guess I don't know if he's trying to hit some DEI goals, but apparently Senator Mullen is a citizen of the Cherokee Nation. So I guess there's some...
What does that mean at all?
That means that he is a recognized member of the Cherokee Nation, whereas if he tells somebody I am Cherokee, he could show them that he's a card-carrying member.
Now, I would say the fact that now the new head of ICE in America is a card-carrying member of the Cherokee Nation is
Now, if he has,
Sorry.
that is a little bit upsetting.
It is. It absolutely is. In this country, in America,
I think he has the opportunity to do the funniest thing ever.
and take over
start
for Native
getting
Americans and getting all these
fucking
white people out of here.
Europeans out of here.
That would be hilarious.
He has the opportunity to do
That
the
would
funniest
be
thing ever.
hilarious. Yeah.
Who were the first illegal immigrants? It wasn't Mexicans. Okay? Because they've been here. Part of the country used to be theirs. It wasn't a lot of the folks that keep getting round up. So, get your brothers.
Historically, that could also backfire on us a little bit. But
We didn't ask to be here. We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us.
I'm not saying we asked to be here.
Well,
we here though. I'm just saying. Like,
God,
if
there's no juice in there.
there's no juice in there?
No. It's just
No juice?
vodka. And I took the biggest gulp.
Oh, okay. Well, that's on you. 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 Anyhow, I will rectify that situation for you. But that would be hilarious if at some point if the infiltration played a reverse Uno and said, hey, all you who have descendants from colonizers, get the fuck out of here.
Get out of here.
Wishful thinking, but it won't happen,
It won't.
unfortunately.
It will not. But hey,
It would be funny.
it would be funny.
It would be funny.
It's nice to dream.
Yeah, it is nice to dream.
It's nice to dream.
Because when you wake up in America, it's just a nightmare.
Yes. Yes, it is.
All right. So moving on. Next story. We have Amy Luciani, who is the wife of Dwight Howard.
Yeah.
The famous athlete.
Yeah, and she, I believe, is a love and hip hop star.
Sure. That I do not know. I'm not
Yeah.
that big as far as like the reality TV genre. But they're married, and she posted a video of herself in what looks like maybe a car or a secluded area with some troubling and disturbing implications. Could you play that for us, please?
Sure. I put it on 1.5 speed so that we can watch the whole thing without being too long.
Sure.
This shit, I'm fucking losing my fucking marriage to this shit right here. I told everybody, y'all got my stepdaughter was detained by CPS because of her father. CPS and the police have been here 3 times in less than 3 months, and I stood in it with my husband, even though I was scared for my own self. Whatever he wanted me to say, whatever it was, I'm thinking this is my husband. I had everybody around me saying, even after I tried to divorce him the first time, everybody around me said, you can't leave your husband as soon. You said through sickness, through health, through this, you said through good or bad. That's why I came back, but this is going way too far. But it's not even about me, it's about the kids. The stuff that I have to go through with he had him lying. I recorded it. He was coaching our son to lie on me, and I had to record it. And it's this shit. I try to tell everybody he needs some help. And ain't nobody would have fucking listened because he got the money. I gotta say whatever y'all don't understand. I live with him. He needs some help. And this is it. This is what I'm fucking losing my fucking marriage to. This shit right here. I told everybody, y'all gotta help him. He is spiraling. I'm in here with him. I'm trying to love him through it. I was gonna run out the door. I was gonna leave him. But everybody told me, don't leave him. He's struggling. I stayed, but not this year. We got the police involved. CPS, you're lying on me. You making up alibis. You got our son, my stepson, lying. And thank God I recorded it. And he innocent in this, but you said just to protect yourself, you would take anybody out, including me, and I can't let you do it no more. I don't want to share the dirty secrets. I don't want to go out like how everybody else did this, man. But I got to protect myself. Now, I'm uncomfortable. Now, I don't know what is going to, I don't know. I'm uncomfortable. This man has the money. This man controls it all. And it's not about no money. I've been with this man for 14, 15 months. I never asked him for $1, nothing. I'm not on the credit cards. I just love him for him. But this shit is going too fucking far. And I'm so embarrassed. And I gotta even put, I'm just like, I don't know what to do. When I heard my stepson being coached to lie on me, I gotta protect myself now, and I know it's supposed to be through sickness and health, but this shit is scary. This is why I'm losing my fucking marriage. Because the money, y'all didn't want to help him.
Okay. A few things. For additional context, again, this is Amy Luciani having a heartfelt plea, essentially, about the state of what's going on with both her marriage and what's going on with her family. Apparently, CPS took her child.
Well, it's Dwight Howard's children.
Yeah.
But she said that they came and got the daughter for whatever. Now she didn't say why.
Mm-hmm.
I would think she pulled out this huge Ziploc baggie.
Yes.
Not even a Ziploc.
In the video, you can see her with a baggie of what appears to be drugs.
Yeah, and not a small bag. This is like a quart
one of those gallon Ziploc bags.
Yeah, like you're using that to store your rest of your
sure
ground beef in.
Yeah.
So I would assume that if CPS did not come and was not planning on taking the rest of the children, they are now, because look at this. You have this amount of drugs in the house.
So that is my main sort of sticking point. Like, first off, I believe her when she says that there is a serious issue happening in that household.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you have now just recorded yourself with drugs.
Huge rock.
And not just a little bit of drugs.
A lot of it.
A huge amount of drugs. So unfortunately,
FBI.
Now there's evidence of you with drugs. So now you have now created evidence that shows that you are in possession of a lot of drugs while also supposedly near kids. That's not a good look. I understand acting out of frustration and acting out of emotion, but this was not the way to do it at all, unfortunately. Like, even if, again, like, I'm going off the idea that what she is saying is true, and what she is showing is true.
Well, I think that
this is true, and if what she is saying is true, then all you have proven is that you have the drugs.
Yeah.
You haven't proven that they're his. You haven't shown that they're his. You can say that they're his, but all you've proven is that you have access to it and that you are in possession of it. And unfortunately, again, that's not a good look.
What is it? Possession is
9/10 of the law, some shit like that. I don't know.
I think that I can only imagine her doing this if she feels like she's at her wit's end. And if he's saying things like he's gonna look out for himself no matter what and all this stuff, he's coaching the kids get taken. Maybe she's seeing this as the last resort and just thought this is the only way. Like, getting this type of virality is the only way she's going to get anyone to help her. Possibly. But I just don't know how much is going to help her.
It's not.
Because of what you said. I think maybe you gotta take a video of it in his stuff.
No.
Or something. I don't know how that would work. I feel like I just know there's crimes now on the interwebs for everybody to see and have access to. And unless you plan on flushing that powder down the toilet, what do you even do if the police knock on your door and are like, hey, we saw that you have a whole gallon bag of the white stuff. Let's go down to the station to talk about it. I don't know how sympathetic and empathetic and all that they're going to be. Because you're holding it and touching it.
From what we have witnessed, you are in possession of drugs. You, the person who created this video evidence. And it also doesn't help. And again, I personally do believe what she's saying. She is not helping her case being as she does not help her case being in the state that she's in, because I understand that when you're in that state, you are crying, snot is coming up, and you have to sniffle and clear your nose and stuff like that. Unfortunately, because of the drug that you're talking about, it also makes it seem like there's an implication that maybe you are doing the drugs. Because you're doing this, you're sniffling, you're doing all of these things while talking about this drug that is specifically known to be ingested through the nostril. Again, all this just not played well.
Yeah.
I understand being at your wit's end. I understand not knowing what else to do but going public. But unfortunately in Hollywood, hell, not even Hollywood, just in the world, there are ways to do this, and this was not presented well. You put yourself on the back foot. Now, essentially, you look like you might be on those drugs, and you're in possession of those drugs.
It's just not
that's what you have presented through the world.
It's not a good situation across the board.
It's not.
And
so
they got married January 2025, but she filed for divorce 6 months later.
Mm-hmm.
So already, there was some shenanigans going on.
Sure.
And then she got back with him, so they weren't really officially divorced and all this stuff. It was back and forth, and now this situation. And it's only been 2 years, if not even 2 years. That's too much stuff in a short period of time, regardless of how much money the person has. It can't be. So much other things are available to you. She's a rapper. She was on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. When she was on the show, she was dating another rapper on the show. And then she got with him, and it's this basketball.
Optics wise, this was played poorly.
But this part here, I worry about her safety. And just in all this, in the holistic way. I worry about her safety from him. I worry about her safety from the police and any other ramifications that come from doing criminal activity on your phone and sharing it to the world, because that's not good. And most importantly, I'm worrying about the kids, because they're
understandably worry about those kids
who are at the most risk or whatever.
Yeah,
it's a terrible situation,
because ultimately the kids will be affected. Yeah. And quite frankly, like I said, at the end of the day, this was played poorly.
Yeah.
This was done poorly. There are ways to do things. I'm not going to sit here and play, Monday morning quarterback and tell you what you should have done. But what I will tell you is what you shouldn't have done. You shouldn't have been on a camera sniffling and doing all this to your nose while holding a bag of white powder. You shouldn't have done that.
It didn't look great.
It's not a good look.
It did not.
It is not a good look.
Well, we hope that everything turns out as best as can be for the people, for the innocents involved, that everyone gets what they deserve, that everyone ends up in a better situation, and there's going to be no more bags of white powder being flashed across the internet.
And again, happy International Women's Month. All right. As Ariana Grande said, thank you. Next.
All right. So we're getting into some pop culture-y things of the movie variety.
Mm-hmm.
So do you like Ryan Gosling?
I do. I find him handsome and charming, and I loved him in the Stuntman movie. What was the name of that Stuntman movie?
Fall Guy.
Fall Guy, yes.
That was actually really good.
That was a really good movie.
Much better than
I liked the extended version too. That was on Peacock.
I don't know if I watched the extended version. Did we watch that together?
No, we watched the regular version. I think I watched the extended version by myself.
Well, yeah, it was a good movie.
Yeah, it was.
Well, Ryan Gosling is going against one of his key rules in Hollywood, which is to not be a part of a big franchise. Why? Because he's going to a galaxy far, far away and is joining the next Star Wars movie.
Supposedly.
Well, it's in the works.
Supposedly.
So right now he's currently promoting this movie Project Hail Mary, which is about him. He's like a science professor, science teacher.
I think it's based on a book.
Oh, okay. He's a science teacher or science professor and is basically whatever sort of like research he does, he is humanity's only hope to save the planet from, I think it's like an asteroid or something crashing into the planet.
Project Hail Mary is a 2021 hard science fiction novel by American writer Andy Weir.
Oh, that's Andy Weir.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
It centers on a school teacher and former biologist who wakes up aboard a spacecraft afflicted with amnesia.
Huh.
I like the premise of this book.
I do want to see I know I want to see the movie, so maybe I want to read the book before I go watch the movie.
Yeah, I would
have those background.
I would say you should do that.
The background things, but he was doing some interviews, and apparently Sean Levy, who is working on the new Star Wars movies, has convinced Gosling to join in. Apparently Gosling said in an interview it was Sean's enthusiasm and his vision and the script, and I just avoided these things because they never felt right, and I'm glad I did, because I feel like, similar to a book like Project Hail Mary, Star Wars was worth waiting for, and it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. So I am very curious to see which movie he's in, because they did not give us particulars in this article that I read. Oh wait, no, they did. I'm sorry. Star Wars Starfighter. So it's going to be directed by Levi and Gosling. So that's interesting. I'm curious what that's going to be about. Is it just going to be like a random guy that gets trapped, like a star like trucker who gets stuck and caught in the middle of the shenanigans?
Is this based on what you understand of the Star Wars universe?
No, I'm just guessing of because Starfighter a person in the universe?
Starfighters. They're in the universe, yeah.
Oh, fighters are actual. What do they do? I mean, obviously they fight in the stars.
Yes.
Are they soldiers? I don't think I've ever heard that name of all the Star Wars I've watched, or it didn't like grasp me.
Yes.
So like other words you could have said, I'm like, yeah, but
so for a little bit of context, Odie is a Star Trek person. I'm a Star Wars.
And I like Star Wars, but I have not delved into it nearly as deeply as I have Star Trek.
Yes. Starfighter is essentially a pilot in space.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Aircraft. Air Force.
Not necessarily. Like a starfighter is essentially just someone who mans an aircraft and fights in space. Might be for a military, might be for a militia, might be for a mercenary. But like starfighter is like kind of a catch-all term.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like it's going to have a pretty big cast.
And then there are also starfighters. I think the name of certain ships are starfighters. Anyway, point is that for me, when it comes to this, I will wait until I see some movement in the development, because it's hard for me to have any sort of excitement or enthusiasm for the idea of a Ryan Gosling Star Wars Starfighter movie when there have been so many canceled Star Wars
That's
projects.
why you said allegedly.
That's why I said allegedly.
Got it.
Because okay, a little bit of background. After Star Wars was acquired by Disney, they, over the last, I want to say decade plus, they have announced so many projects that ended up getting canceled, retooled, or just straight up like left in limbo.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to hear a list?
Yeah, sure.
They announced a Rogue Squadron movie.
And what's that?
Well, it doesn't matter because that was canceled.
Oh.
They announced a Kevin Feige Star Wars movie.
Okay. Yeah,
doesn't matter. It was canceled. They remember, I don't know if you remember this, but before the end of Game of Thrones, there was a David Benioff and D.B. Weiss trilogy that was in the works.
Yes.
Yeah. And guess what?
It
got canceled. There was a Tatooine film that was supposed to be like an anthology.
I do remember that.
Well, guess what?
That was canceled.
It got canceled. The original writer for the last Star Wars sequel trilogy movie, Duel of Fates, they were fired.
Okay.
Yeah. And then like there's some like Ryan Johnson was supposed to be creating a trilogy. Ryan Johnson was the creator of the second sequel trilogy movie.
Rogue.
No.
Force Awakens?
No. J.J. Abrams made Force Awakens. The Last Jedi was also J.J. Abrams. The middle movie was
this Johnson guy?
No, the Ryan Johnson guy. Yeah, it was the Ryan Johnson movie. I blocked it out because of how traumatizing that movie was. That movie was so traumatizing. Hold on. All right, The Force Awakens, The Blank, and then The Rise of Skywalker. The Last Jedi? I think it was The Last Jedi. I think the second movie was The Last Jedi. I'll double check it.
I've watched all these movies, but can I tell you how much of it I do not remember?
Because it wasn't good.
Like, I just don't. I'm like the recent, I guess the sequels don't get me to answer those things on trivia.
They don't get you moving. All right. Okay. So the sequel trilogy is The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, and The Rise of Skywalker. That's what it is. Ryan Johnson directed The Last Jedi. That's what it was.
All right. Well,
fuck that movie. It's terrible.
We'll see if this happens. I hope it does. I do like, I like Ryan Gosling. I think he could be a fun addition to the series, especially if he's kind of going outside of the like main story. So you don't have like he's not like taking on a character that we necessarily know. He would be able to build his own around it. So who knows? Maybe it won't get canceled because he's on board, like directing it or producing it or whatever.
Maybe.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Do you want to know what I think?
What?
I think Star Wars as a franchise, I think after the Mandalorian Grogu movie, once that comes out, you just wait a decade. You just let Star Wars die and be remembered for what it is for 10 years.
Yeah.
Then, and I've thought about this for a very long time, reboot the sequel trilogy.
The sequel trilogy?
Yes.
Like the Force Awakens, all those?
Yes.
Not redo or reboot the...
No.
Okay.
Keep the prequels, keep the original, reboot the sequel trilogy. Unfortunately, that means that we don't get Carrie Fisher because unfortunately she has passed away.
Yeah. And they never used her when they could have.
And Harrison Ford will likely be much older, and he will likely be retired from filming.
Well, he already died in the...
Yeah, and not only... He's been wanting to die for a long time. Harrison Ford hates Star Wars. Harrison Ford does not like Star Wars. He doesn't like his character. He doesn't like the fact that he lived. He wanted to die in Empire Strikes Back.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And the only reason why they froze him in Kryptonite was in the hopes that they could convince him to come back for Return of the Jedi.
Well, I guess they kind of did.
I mean, no, they did. Like they froze him in Kryptonite, and then they got him to come back, like so they could continue with the character. And then they convinced him to come back for that god awful sequel trilogy. But I'm just saying, spitball idea guy. Wait a decade, make people want to
be curious again.
Curious for Star Wars. Curious for I think they should do that for Star Trek as well. But make them want to explore Star Wars again as a franchise. Have organic people organically find Star Wars. Mm-hmm. And then build upon what those people are interested in. And give that to them in a sequel trilogy mode.
You know what my fear is that by the time they reboot it, they're going to be relying so much on AI. It's going to make it look weird to do all of the interesting scenes that we were getting before when they were using practical effects and maybe some CGI. But I think AI is going to fuck it up.
Honestly, that's a real fear, and I understand that. I do understand the fear of AI. When it comes to a franchise that is based in science fiction, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing.
Okay.
Unless they're using AI to redigitalize dead actors.
Yeah, don't do that.
That would be terrible.
That's the worst.
I don't want to see a AI digitally reanimated Carrie Fisher as Princess Leia in her 80s.
100% do not.
I do not want to see that.
Please.
But if you're just doing special effects or something like that, like explosions in space, that's fine. Right. I think that's okay. Right?
I mean, yeah, if it can be done well,
I should take a hard stance on AI, but unfortunately, I don't have it.
I think my hard stance is just that, some part you can use some of it to be okay, but when it's overly used, it just makes everything look terrible and feel terrible. So it's just being very mindful with how and why and when you're using it. That's really. That's all you can do, to be honest. You can't really... The people are going to use it. Aria, stop it.
And I also just think that eventually we're going to get to the point where AI is our overlords, and I don't want to say anything negative to them because I still want to be able to have a podcast when the Terminators arise and take over the landscape, and I could just be in my basement apartment having podcast content put out to the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Because what? Am I going to be a soldier in the resistance?
No, we'll be the ones giving people updates.
I told you I was looking into joining the military because I've been out of work for a while.
You did not tell me that at all. You never mentioned those words to me before in my life.
Well, I can't be a New York firefighter. Unfortunately, I'm too old for that. But I did look into that, and I'm still within the age range.
You are?
Yes, I am.
Now when we're at war.
I need a drop that is just, I need dollars.
I need dollars.
Dollars is what I need. Hey.
How to Make It in America was a good show. I was sad when that got canceled.
Me too. Did you watch all the seasons?
Yeah, I did. I would actually like to rewatch.
I watched that show like from beginning till the end, and I was surprised that it got canceled.
Me too.
It was of its time.
But I thought it was really good. I feel like
Everybody
I
go
watched
out and try to find How to Make It in America.
It
I don't
used to
know
be
if
on
it's still
HBO.
on HBO Max. HBO Max is cheap. I
Yeah.
don't know if they are still
true.
having that show on their platform. And then of course Paramount is about to own HBO Max.
Ugh.
That's about to be a whole
It's-
thing.
The streaming landscape is so freaking annoying. And it makes me feel like maybe like we should just go back to having cable.
No,
I feel like something
we're too far gone.
I want to rebel.
We're Drake in this regard.
I
Like,
just want to rebel against all of it. I want to get a
So far
Nokia flip phone so that I can get text messages and calls.
and then you want to push the number
Yes.
4 3 times until you get
Maybe I'll get a BlackBerry so I could do the actual, but I don't want to have internet on it. I don't want to use it for anything besides calling and texting.
Okay, this brings up a good question. What old media or what old technology would you wish to use
On a regular basis.
on a regular basis? And for you, it is like BlackBerry.
Yeah.
Okay.
A BlackBerry or like I would say a Nokia, but I don't actually want to do the whole TT9 because I feel like texting. I could do a lot of text, a lot. So that is annoying.
Because we
So
grew
having
up.
something that I can do this.
For those of you who don't know, we grew up having to. We had 9 buttons that we could push. Sorry, 10 buttons that we could push because there was 0. And each number had 3 or 4 alphabet characters.
Yes.
And then if you wanted that character, you'd have to be like B.
That's why acronyms became such a
you know what I
big
mean?
thing. Acronyms, we built that shit
That
because
T9 is
made
it T9 or
sense.
T90?
T9 is a
T9
calculator.
nonsense. We had to text with T90.
And I don't want to do that ever again. But I do want to just have. I was thinking about this the other day
Sure.
because I've been reading these different like articles and these studies about like our attention and how like folks with ADHD, a lot of them have been talking about how before like millennials with ADHD, before smartphones came around, they were able to manage their ADHD so much better. And I was thinking like if I just had a phone where I can get text messages and I can get like my regular phone calls. That's all I need. I do not need to, even if I had an Instagram, even if I'm using it, I don't need to use it from my phone because you have all those things on your computer. Like you can log in and scroll and swipe and pictures. I don't know if you could upload stuff on Instagram on your desktop, but like I feel like they just make life so much easier. I don't need to look at my email 24 hours a day. I don't need to look at like Twitter and all these different things constantly because they said like the average person, you're looking at your phone like every like 2 minutes, like you just constantly, it's like we're just bringing it up to our face and how much just in general it's breaking down everybody's attention span. But I'm sure someone who already has like an attention span issue, it's even worse, right? And then when you talk about like watching short form videos, they say like those reduce our attention span even more. So constantly watching like reels and TikToks and all those things, it's just adding on to this space where people cannot spend just a significant time with themselves, present in whatever they're doing. Like your mind's always going back to like, I need to look at this little computer in my hand. And
I
it's
see.
just, it can't be healthy. It's not, we know it's not healthy. We see,
Well, one, we know it's not healthy.
we see what, like, looking at the way that these little kids
Mhm.
that like you're in school with, and you're seeing how they are so like obsessed with their phones. They cannot put them down. And I know that we also are dealing with that in a different way, but I think it's just it's more magnified in children. And I think of like any other kids I'm around, I don't want them to see me just always in my phone. So that's their normal, right? Let me be doing something else, reading a book, writing something,
So
coloring.
you're
like,
aware enough of the fact that you do it so that it's a daily habit, and you're aware enough to know that you shouldn't be doing it around children. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I think that it's like the addiction part of it, because we are all addicted to it.
Yeah.
Is what makes it so difficult. Even when you're like, oh, I'm going to put my phone on do not disturb. I'm going to like put it away from me at night or whatever. It's still like that itch. And I want to take away that itch. You know, like I want to have it so I can have the phone to use it for my basic needs. And like all that other stuff is unnecessary. Like some things are helpful. Google Maps, helpful, right?
Mhm.
And also you can look up something before you go somewhere or find directions.
Yes.
You know, there's plenty of ways people were doing things before we all were being sucked into the megaverse of
Okay.
the internet.
So, listeners, if you are out there, let us raise some money to get Odie a Jitterbug phone.
What's a Jitterbug phone?
What do you mean? You've never heard of a Jitterbug phone?
I've heard of an Obama phone. I've never heard of a Jitterbug phone.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. What is an Obama phone?
Apparently, when Obama was in office, they were giving out these like free phones in various like welfare offices, community service, like those things, so everyone would be able to have a phone to use.
Mm-hmm. So Jitterbug phones,
I don't think I've ever heard that.
It is
before.
incredible that you've never heard of the Jitterbug phone.
I don't think
They're mostly used for senior citizens.
Okay.
They feature large screens, big buttons, and simplified list-based menus.
Okay.
Options include the Jitterbug, smartphone, Smart 4. Okay, whatever. Point is that they're basically like technology that's more simplified for older individuals. And it sounds like you need a Jitterbug phone.
I do.
Okay. So listeners, get Odie a Jitterbug phone. Let's raise money to get Odie a Jitterbug phone. Jitterbug for Odie. Jitterbug for Odie.
But make sure
Jitterbug for Odie. Let's make that the title of the episode.
I need to have a full keyboard. You can't just have like the T9. It's gonna annoy me.
Jitterbug for Odie.
You're very excited about this Jitterbug phone.
I do think that you ultimately need a Jitterbug. It's exactly what you described. It's a phone. You could do the research on your phone, or sorry, not on your phone, on your laptop. But you can look at the various Jitterbug products, and you can see what they offer, and we can get you that design that you want.
All right.
A simplified phone for you.
I'll take it.
All right.
I'm not scared of it.
That's literally the opposite. You shouldn't be scared of it. It's designed exactly for you. Jitterbug.
All right. Let's talk about another movie.
Sure.
That's coming out soon.
Hold on.
In June.
Hold on.
All right. So moving on to another galaxy in the stars. The Orville is apparently ready to go, according to Seth MacFarlane. He did an interview that says season 4 is written. It's just a question of when we will have time to produce it. The 10 scripts are done. I'm the problem. It's a matter of when I can make that my year with all the stuff we have in the works, but we can hit the ground running when it happens. So Orville, if you never watched it, it was like a...
It's essentially like a Star Trek parody.
Yeah. But more than that, because like when it first started, I think it definitely leaned heavy into the parody.
Yeah, it had the same kind of humor that you would find in other Seth MacFarlane projects, while also being in the trappings of like a Star Trek show.
Yeah,
you know,
then as it went on, it started getting like deeper. Like even though the storylines obviously were still fun and funny, they started getting a little bit like there was more drama to it.
Yeah.
And I think it was, to me, from like the message board and discourse and things I'm a part of, people who I know who really like Star Trek really liked the Orville as well.
Yeah.
Because of it did start feeling a lot more connected to like a Star Trek show.
Yeah, what started as a Star Trek parody ended up becoming more of an homage to what the essence of Star Trek is, which is like space exploration, deep conversations about societal issues, problems that you would find within society that are basically analogous with these different planets and these different worlds and these different aliens that you would find. And, you know, like finding solutions while not condemning the source of those worlds.
Yeah. And so I think it initially came out in 2017. Then it got canceled, then got moved to Hulu for a third season.
Yes.
And so people were like hoping after it moved to Hulu in 2022 that it was going to get back at some steam, because it was really like a beloved show. Everybody was really upset when Fox canceled it initially, and then it got back on, but we just haven't gotten that fourth season. But they've talked about the show is very expensive to make. Any show or movie that you do that has to do with space, it's very expensive, because if you want to make it look good, you gotta put money into it.
Sure.
You know, or else it's gonna look really low budget. It's gonna look like a freaking, 70s TV show.
Sure. I like the idea of like giving the creators time and space to produce quality work.
Yes, which is what we were talking about before.
Yes.
In the last episode. It's quality over quantity. I don't need you to have another season out like, you're doing. If you do a new season every year, great. But if you have to have like a 1 or 2 year break, I don't mind that. I just want you to come back with something that's good, right?
Yes.
Because I feel like we've been getting a lot of shows where, like, say, like two of them that come to mind right now are Euphoria and P-Valley. These are two shows who had huge followings, but because of the length in which the shows have been gone since the previous season, people are kind of getting antsy. Some people don't necessarily want to watch the shows anymore. They're like, it's been too long. I don't want to wait 5 years for another show. But I think that it's been 4 years for Orville, or almost 4 years, I think, since the last one was
because it came out during COVID.
Yeah,
the last season, the most recent season of the Orville came out.
Been 2 years.
Yeah.
So I feel like,
I'm sorry, you just said it came out 2022.
It moved to Hulu, in 22.
Yeah, it's been 4 years. Not
what
2
year
years.
Are we in?
It's 2026.
Oh my God. Yes, it is. It is. That's 4 years.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Well, hey, 4 years. They're hitting that mark. They need to put something out
Sure.
soon. But
Maybe you meant that there was 2 years in
No,
between
I wasn't.
2019. No, that was
No,
3 years.
I really was just. I wasn't even computing. It came out in 2022, and we're in 2026. I was forgetting how much time has passed.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, I hope that it comes out soon.
I hope that it comes out soon as well. I hope
Um,
that it comes out soon as well. I will say that Orville makes me more hopeful for like sci-fi
mhm.
than the next thing that we're about to talk about.
Don't be a hater, okay? Don't.
I hate for good reasons. I'm not a blind hater. I hate for good reasons.
Well, the object of his hate is Star Trek.
Sure.
We are talking about it today because for the first time in a decade, there's no Star Trek shows currently in production. Starfleet Academy, which you will be happy about, their season 2 is up in the air. And Strange New Worlds is officially finished for the series. They've shot it and all that. So it's not coming out yet. So right now there's nothing happening, which is interesting because for a while it was like we were getting all these Star Trek shows kind of back to back. We had the live action ones, Picard, Discovery, Strange New Worlds.
And it's funny that, and I'm not the first person to make this joke, so I won't take credit, but I love that the idea that the show Star Trek Discovery has an event on there called The Burn, and its acronym is STD.
I never thought about that, but hey, yes, very literal. But we had the Lower Decks, and
Prodigy.
Prodigy, which I have not watched. Prodigy, I don't.
I heard it's pretty good.
Is it a live?
It's like
action
more
or animated?
geared towards children. No, it's not live action. It's
Okay.
like CGI. It's animated.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like those are all finished. So now we're just gonna have to wait and see what happens. I mean, I think that it would be okay to have a little bit of a break.
Sure.
Whether it's we're getting a new show, whether we're working on the shows we currently have, I'm okay with that. Get the bearings, figure out the kinks, and move forward. As I've said plenty of times with Star Trek, Starfleet Academy, I think that if they can listen to the critiques that any other subsequent seasons, they could have a better show. Because I think a lot of us who are watching it who like it it's because of like the nostalgia factor. We are Trekkies, so we just love the IP or whatever. And it's interesting getting a chance to get a new perspective on the various worlds that we didn't have had before. But I do think that the critiques you make, I do think that they're valid critiques in the senses of some of the storytelling, the dialogue. I still think the acting is good, but for the most part, I think the acting is good. But the dialogue, it needs work. I do think it needs work. So I'm happy to say if they need to take a break, let them take this break, come back in, 2027 or 2028 with a new season that's really developed, fleshed out, and ready to go.
I say fucking cancel it all. Apparently Strange New Worlds isn't terrible, and the 3rd season of Picard is pretty good. But by and large, like, cancel Starfleet Academy. Like, just cancel that show. Make it non-canon. And start fresh a decade from now.
If Enterprise can get 5 seasons, Starfleet Academy get 3.
Can get 3?
At minimum.
You want 3 seasons of
At
Starfleet
minimum.
Academy?
Yeah.
Sorry. I just want to point out, you love Starfleet Academy so much.
Because I want to give it space to grow.
But, like, you connect with that show so much.
I like it. I want it to grow. Because my thing is the first season of any new.
But what I'm asking you directly is that you connect with the show of Starfleet and the characters of Starfleet so much that you would love for that show to have
I don't
3
connect
seasons.
with them so much. I think that I could feel. I'm answering your question.
I know, I hear you. I'm just going off of the things that are saying.
I'm not like connect to them when I see them like, oh my god, this is my favorite characters or anything like that. But I think there are some of the characters on the show that I really do like, and that I would like to see more where they could go. So I would like for them to get the chance to get out of the first season and build up the rest of them. Because for me personally, every time I've gotten into a new Star Trek show, the first season I find a bit wonky. Like I push through it, whether it immediately catches me or not. But I would say by the end of the season or into like the second season, like they've gotten to the point where I'm like, okay, I enjoy seeing these characters on TV every week. I enjoy the stories they're doing. It's like interesting to me. So I think that if they can catch their wind and do what I know that they can do with Starfleet Academy, it will be so much better. But I just give it a lot of grace for being its first season.
Sure. And I understand that you give it a lot of grace for being its first season. Could you name 3 characters from that show minus the hologram doctor?
Why?
In 20 seconds.
Why the hologram? Why can't I mention the hologram doctor?
Because he's from a different franchise of Star Trek. Could you do that? Could you name 3 characters from the show in 20 seconds?
Do I have to say their full names, or can I say? Because I'm not gonna. I don't remember people's names like that. I'm on the shows. I'm not joking. I just a lot of times I don't. So I can tell you who I know.
You can name, but
there's once they're going on for seasons and seasons, I can name them.
Sure. Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Can you name 10 characters from the first Harry Potter book?
Yeah, but
in 20 seconds.
But I've read those.
Can you name
more than 10 times each?
5 characters from Star Trek, Starfleet Academy in 20 seconds? Could you do that?
I'm gonna try.
Go.
Caleb, Sam, and the Chancellor.
I said 5, and not the hologram doctor.
Oh, the fish boy. I forget his name, and Jaquan or Jaden. I gave you 5. Jaden, pick your finger up.
Jaden is 4. You didn't name 5.
What's the other? I don't know.
And that's it.
I said them. I just don't know their name. And I told you I wasn't gonna know their name. I'm not gonna. I watch a show and I'm not always paying attention to the names. That's in anything that I'm watching. Doesn't matter how much I love it or hate it.
Sure. I believe you.
So
I believe
5
you.
people. I just didn't remember the last one's name.
I believe that you named 4 people.
Okay, I named 5 people.
You named 4
people.
The
fish boy, the one that's from that planet where they look like fish, and he wears that mask around people to look like a human. He's blue.
Sure. You named his character.
Yeah, that's who he is.
Without actually giving his character
his
name.
I don't remember his name. I haven't heard it enough for me to really remember it.
Okay. All right.
I've admitted to that.
You have admitted to that.
So.
And this show deserves 3 seasons.
Yeah. You don't have to agree with me.
I don't.
You don't have to.
And I don't.
All right, let's move on.
Sure. Anyhow.
Because it's getting real scary right now. Line of questioning.
It just proves my point. Anyhow, moving on to the next thing that we're gonna talk about. Is it this thing right here?
It's what's on my screen. I can't see what's on your screen.
There we go. So the next scary movie that's coming out is I don't know. We just watched the trailer for the most recent scary movie that's supposed to be coming out. The
It's-
Scary Movie franchise.
Yeah, it's gonna come out June 5th, 2026.
How'd you feel about watching the trailer?
I mean, I thought it was fun. I mean, like, I thought it was funny. It had all the key pieces of a scary movie film. They're gonna be irrelevant. They're gonna be
Irrelevant.
irreverent.
Sure.
They're gonna be silly. They're gonna push some boundaries. Like, we already know right now from the trailer, there's gonna be some pronoun talk. There's gonna be some sinners. There's gonna be, of course.
Did you how many
screams.
horror montage? I mean, how many more of the Scary Movie trailer? How many horror homages did you see?
Sinners, the Terrifier. I think it's called Annabelle, the one with the dancing doll, the dancing AI.
Megan. They also did.
Scream was in there.
Obviously, Scream is in there. They also
Sinners. Did I mention
Sinners.
Sinners?
Wait, I think
Did I?
you did say Sinners. They did Ma.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah,
She
I
was
didn't-
dressed as Ma.
Oh, okay.
Regina King.
Oh,
No, Regina.
Regina King. Yeah, she was dressed as Ma.
Yeah, she was dressed as
All
Ma.
right, I didn't even notice that because I never
They-
saw the movie, but I remember I've seen the meme of
Yeah,
the Ma.
they're
with
going with a parody of Wednesday because the
Yes,
girl's
the
name
girl's
is
was
Tuesday.
Yeah.
And boy, oh boy, I believe they also did something for Get Out.
Yes, I saw Get Out.
A
So,
little
There was a little teaser, little thing.
thing
So,
for Get
I
Out.
mean, when I heard Marlon Wayans talking about it, he was saying that like a bunch of different directors and producers were like, "Can you do our movie?" Like, he mentioned Ryan Coogler and Sinners, he mentioned Jordan Peele and Get Out, and when he mentioned that like everyone was vying to have their movie parodied, I didn't realize those movies were actually going to be in the movie. I thought
Yeah,
he
sure.
was saying like these people were so interested, but I thought it was cool to have those, especially since it just came out.
I think the movie is gonna be cool. Will it be good and funny?
I mean,
I don't know.
the things about it that I
think
think are promising.
I think okay.
They
Can I
have-
ask you a question?
Okay.
The first, let's say, 3 scary movies.
Mhm.
How did you feel about those?
I thought they were funny.
I thought the first one was
What
funny.
was the third one? What
The
happened?
third one had Signs and 8 Mile. I think they parodied. Do you remember in the third scary movie? They had the sequence with Charlie Sheen and a sheriff detective whose hat kept getting bigger. And for some
Yeah.
reason, that just made me laugh so hard. Like every scene of her detective's hat just the brim kept getting bigger and bigger and better. And I don't know. It was the simple thing.
Yeah,
The
no,
simplest thing made me laugh.
Now I do remember.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at some of the screen grabs. Yeah.
And I think
do
Kevin Hart
remember.
was in the third movie along with Anthony Anderson
Yeah.
because
I
he
know.
was portraying Mekhi Phifer's character
Yes.
from 8 Mile.
I mean,
I
think-
usually just stick to the first 2 scary movies. I don't usually add the third scary movie.
Yeah, I mean the third one not nearly. The third one,
I feel
was,
like the
like,
third one was like
cool.
PG-13.
but the rest of them, obviously, after the third one, I didn't really watch. I thought they were pretty, meh. But I feel like the first 3, like they were funny. They did their parody thing, like they were touching on what they needed to touch on,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought it was cool. So I think that this one, they have a lot of growth, a lot of time. They've had a lot of
It's hard to say growth when you say the Wayans.
but I think that
Because the Wayans has a touchstone of a style.
No, yeah, but I think that style even say for instance, okay, they're comedians who will make jokes about any and everybody, but doing it in a way that it's not punching down. right? Like, even though they have this joke about the pronouns in the beginning, in the first part of the trailer, and I could imagine that the way that they do it is done well, like to not just, oh, we're about to poke fun at like people who are using their pronouns, but like we are framing it within this cultural zeitgeist. We know this is something that people are talking about, so we're going to be able to make it funny and tell a joke that like anyone could be like, okay, this was actually funny, and not something where you're going to be like mad about after. And they did say when they've been talking about the movie that like they're coming for everybody, which I could imagine they are. They're coming for everyone, which is what they always do. I think the part of it, like they're older, so they have a lot of time to like look back at things and see how they can make them better and not just be silly. And if they do lean on some of their older tropes, I think that they're comedians who were able to make things really funny back then, even though they might have been controversial. I mean, White Chicks is still a really good movie, right? Everyone could watch that now and be like, yeah, actually, I still think this is funny. I'm not like offended or whatever like that. So I'm hoping that it's going to be good. I think they have the chops to be able to do it if they so choose. They can decide to go real low and like take easy shots, or they could be like, we're gonna be funny and like come for people, but in a way that like makes sense and isn't punching down. Do you not agree?
I think personally that the Scary Movie is gonna be the movie that you think it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Like I don't look, it's not highbrow. It is not like fucking Frasier when it comes to like the intricacies of the joke telling or anything like that. I do think that the Scary Movie and the Scary Movie franchise are gonna play on tropes. It's gonna be the Dozens, the movie.
Yeah, and I think that's the part that's
I
fun.
think that it's gonna be the Dozens, the movie. I think that's funny to me, hearing you say that that's gonna be fun when you can't do the Dozens.
Yeah, but I can't do them, but I appreciate watching other people do them. Just because I can't do something doesn't mean I don't want to watch someone else do it. I can't fly a plane, but I'd be clapping for the guy when we land.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair.
Know?
You know what? That's fair. That's fair. I guess I'm equating to being able to do something and being able to take something to an appreciation for the art that is being created.
Because I can appreciate it. I just know that what my strengths are. That my strengths are not that.
Yes.
Because I feel like for me to play the Dozens, one,
you can't do the Dozens.
I can't do it. And one of the
for the listeners,
I can't play the Dozens.
Odie can't do the Dozens.
And this is one reason.
And this is
something
on the record.
I'm going to tell you one of the reasons why I can't do the Dozens is because I don't know how to like jokingly make fun of people in that way. I'm going to say something rude and nasty, and it's going to mess it all up. Yes,
it's a combination of multiple things. It's a like combination of most.
Be able to get people like.
It's a combination of you don't know where the line is, and you don't know where the line is for you as well. So no one can play the Dozens with you, and you can't play the Dozens.
Yeah, and
like no one can joke on you, and you can't joke on anybody.
It's like Carla.
Yes, from Scrubs. We've been watching Scrubs from the beginning.
Yeah. Before I started looking at you funny because you laughed at that joke a little too hard.
Yes.
Okay.
No one can make fun of her, and she can't make fun of anybody.
Yeah. I'm going to be too mean. I'm not going to say the stuff that's funny. Ha ha. I'm going to say the stuff that I've been hoarding in the back of my brain about you.
Yes.
That's going to be making it so like, okay, now I don't want to play.
I don't know if that's a journalist thing, like being able to research people and know all of their secrets and know all their faults and flaws and flavors and stuff.
What happens is that I just
not being able to like put it into like a sort of assortment of witticisms as opposed to like
I'm like
putting it out as facts.
I don't have a good like
You're fact based, sure.
I don't have a good radar, I would say, of when is it gonna be too far. Like, I know when it might be too far for someone to say something to me, but if someone says something to me that I feel like they took too far, now I'm going too far too. You're going to hell. You're going to go low. I'm going to hell. And now we can't be friends. And I don't like that. So that's why I keep it to myself. Because what's the point? I know that this is not a game. And it's like, as much as I want it to be a game, the moment you say something that hits me right here, I'm unleashing on you.
Hopefully the AI clip can caption this. Odie can't do the dozens.
I can't.
Can't give or receive the dozens.
Clip this.
Clip this. Clip this. Odie can't receive or give the dozens.
I can give or receive a lot of things. Dozens is not one of them.
The dozens is not one of
them.
them. No, it is not.
All right.
No, it is not. Moving on.
I'm looking forward to see it. Good luck to y'all.
It should be fun. It should be fun.
It's a good summer movie. It's kick off for the summer season.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun.
All right. Last thing.
All right. Next.
All right. Well, Brittany said, hit me with a criminal record one more time. Because she was...
You didn't even seem confident about that.
I did. I was trying to burp. I was trying to burp while I was talking. Britney Spears has gotten a DUI this past Thursday. She was apparently driving erratically at a high rate of speed, showing signs of impairment, and submitted to a series of field sobriety tests and was arrested for driving under the influence of a combination of drugs and alcohol and booked in the Ventura County, Maine jail.
Is this her first DUI?
In a while.
So it's not her first DUI. It's just the first DUI in a while.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like in the early aughts, after she had like, all the various breakdowns and things like that, she had some.
Oh, okay. So it's likely she said, oops, I did it again.
Yes. Oops, she did it again. One of her reps said that this was an unfortunate incident that is completely inexcusable. Brittany is going to take the right steps and comply with the law, and hopefully this can be the first step in long overdue change that needs to occur in Brittany's life. Hopefully she can get the help and support she needs during this difficult time.
This is unfortunate because we just got finished rallying around her a few years ago for her conservatorship and shit.
I think this is
like we literally begged the legal system to give this poor girl her freedom.
But if you think about it, she's been under conservatorship for an extremely long time. She's not been like since she was a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
She's been under the control of her father, managers, all these people. So I feel like she is in a sense, she's like in a state of suspended animation. She was in a state of suspended animation, maturity wise and all that, while she was in this conservatorship. She didn't do anything. Now she's out of it. And when people think of like the videos that she posts of her like dancing around in her underwear, and people are like, what's going on, Brittany? And all these various things she's been doing. I just think this is connected to that because anyone who is kept from society and not allowed to have anything of their own for so long, when you come out, you're not necessarily going to know what to do with it. And I also think she needs a lot of intensive therapy. A lot. Like, it's good that she's out of the conservatorship, but she still needs help. And she's probably too afraid to go to see anyone just because of her experience with therapists throughout this time that she was under the conservatorship. So it's one of those things where I'm like, I just want her to get well, So
my thing with Britney Spears is that she's been out of her conservatorship since 2001.
21.
Sorry, 2021.
Oh.
My thing with Britney Spears is that she has been out of her conservatorship since 2021. It's about 5 years, almost 5 years, because it was November 2021, and we're in, March of 2026. It's almost been 5 years at this point. She has 2 kids, and she has a lot of money. She's a grown adult at this point. I understand that she was under wraps for a long time, heavily scrutinized, heavily publicized, but you've had children in access to care for, at the very least, 4 years now. Like,
but I also don't
DUIs for me is not an excuse when it comes to Hollywood. Like, no. I don't give Hollywood people any sort of pass when it comes to DUIs. I like to drink. I do what I do. That's my vice of choice. Every single time that I'm leaving an establishment, I either walk home or I get a ride. I get Ubers. I get Lyfts.
You don't have a choice. You don't drive.
But that's my thing. It's
if you drove, do you think you'd have the same?
Yes.
Each and every time, you don't think you would ever?
I would never drive drunk. I would never drive drunk.
You wouldn't drive buzzed.
I wouldn't drive anything. I wouldn't drive anything because there's a level of cognizance that you have to have when you're behind the wheel. There's so many people on the road. Like, we were just going to your school, and I don't know. No, we were walking from your school to a second location. And I don't know if you noticed this while we were walking, but there were kids playing around on the sidewalk and in the street while cars were driving, and they honked their horns and shit like that. There's so many things that you have to be aware of when you are driving.
Yeah.
So I don't take getting behind the wheel at face value.
Yeah. No, I mean, you should.
And I don't think anybody should.
No one should.
But when you are a celebrity and you have if poor ass unemployed on unemployment, dumbass me can get a Lyft or an Uber while intoxicated, I think that a celebrity should be able to too.
Well, for sure. I think that it's one of those things where if you are not capable of driving, get an Uber. You can send someone to get your keys later. Like, it's literally, there's so many options now. You don't have to like wait for a cab in the same sense as you did, or find a cab in the same sense as you did 20 years ago. And I don't think that she should be like, she needs to face whatever happens from this. Like, she needs to face it. But I'm just saying, I do feel like I understand a bit as to why she's been having these spirals, because I think that even though it's been 4+ years since she's gotten out of this conservatorship, I don't think there's been really any movement or anything that has given her like the desire to go and seek the help that she would need, because she's still so traumatized from all the things that were happening to her while she was on this conservatorship.
That sentence I do not understand.
So in this conservatorship, remember, I think we watched the documentary together. Like, she was constantly under the thumb of different doctors and therapists that her father was like forcing on her. They were forcing drugs on her, forcing all these different things. So I think that now, when she's out of it, when she needs a therapist the most, I think she's less likely to go and see one and to get that help she needs to get past the trauma of the whole situation, because of the fact that therapists probably hold a very negative light to her because of all that she endured during the conservatorship. That doesn't make any of this right. She's completely wrong. She could have hurt herself. She could have hurt other people on the road, because driving intoxicated, driving sober is dangerous, right? You're in a
Yes,
huge
driving
moving vehicle.
intoxicated is dangerous.
You know, so driving is dangerous. Driving intoxicated is extra dangerous because you're less likely to react. And she needs to deal with that. But one of those things she needs to use to deal with that, I think, is to go to therapy. And I just don't think she's been doing that. Like, I don't think she's been using her money and resources for that. I feel like she's been like just out here just living life because she's like, I'm finally free.
I also don't think that she's been doing that. I don't know why she, like, I could speculate and understand maybe why she wouldn't, but I don't know why somebody in her position wouldn't.
Well, like I said,
if you have kids,
she has,
and you have to be there for your kids.
Because I think that because of the trauma she has from the therapist before, she's not likely to try to go to them again. I think they talked about that during the documentary of like all of the doctors she had to see and how like she has this like phobia now.
If you are still
right
when the TV goes off.
All right, so we'll see what happens with it. I mean, I don't think they should give her any leeway because she's a celebrity, because she's Britney Spears. She's supposed to appear in court on May 4th, and whatever she has to do from there will be what happens. If they take away her license and make her go through whatever community service and all that, that'll just be what it is.
Whatever happens will happen.
Yeah.
In that regard.
So you ready to wrap up?
Yes, I am ready to wrap up. I want to thank everybody for watching, listening to this podcast. As always, like, share, and subscribe. Comment. Send us emails. Send us all the things. And we'll be back next week. And until next time, take it easy, keep it sleazy. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the show. If you'd like to contact the podcast, you can reach us via email at blackandSnerdyPodcast@gmail.com. You can also find us on Instagram and TikTok at Black and Snerdy Podcast, as well as on Twitter at Black and Snerdy. You can find me, Maurice, on all social media under the handle Licorish is Legit. That's LICORISH is legit.
And you can find me on Instagram. It's ThatsOD, and on Twitter, THATSOD_E. And don't forget to like, rate, and subscribe to us. Tune in next time to the Black and Snerdy Podcast, where nerds of a feather rock together.
Remember?
Bye.
Not yet. No, this is keeping it. We're keeping this in. Don't forget to take your meds and your subs and drink water. Bye.
Bye.
I actually want to keep that.